Hi everyone. The general molecule called nucleotide that we discussed in the previous video is the building block of nucleic acid. Many nucleotides connect like chains and that makes your nucleic acid. There are two types of nucleic acids. One is DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid, and RNA, ribonucleic acid. As the name suggests, nucleotides of DNA can have only deoxyribose sugar and not the ribose sugar. So sugar part for DNA is fixed to deoxyribose sugar. Similarly, nucleotides of RNA can have ribose sugar and not the deoxyribose sugar. So sugar part of RNA is fixed with ribose sugar. What about the base part? Does that have any difference between DNA and RNA? In the previous video, I told you that a nucleotide can have one of these five different bases: A, G, C, T, and U. A stands for adenine, G stands for guanine, C stands for cytosine, T stands for thymine, and U stands for uracil. Only four of these bases can be present in DNA, which are A, G, C, and T. And in RNA, it can be A, G, C, or U. So thymine can be present only in the nucleotides of DNA, not in the nucleotides of RNA. Similarly, uracil U can be present in the nucleotides of RNA and not in the nucleotides of DNA. Structure of DNA. So a DNA has actually two strands, or we can say two chains of nucleotides. Now these two strands also has chemical bonds between them, which keeps these two strands together and connected. So a nucleotide is bonded with two other nucleotides within its strand and with the one more nucleotide of different strand. So a nucleotide is connected or bonded with three different nucleotides. This looks like a ladder, right? In reality, DNA is like a twisted ladder. So far I've showed you the diagram of DNA in a bit abstract manner and kept the bonding site in the nucleotides hidden. Now I'll show you the diagram which will tell you how and what parts of nucleotide bond within a strand and what parts of that nucleotide makes bond in the rungs of this ladder. So this is your ladder again, I mean DNA again. So inside your DNA structure, as I told you, we have many nucleotides connected like series. So this is your one nucleotide, this is your another nucleotide, and like that you can see many nucleotides are there. And one thing you can notice that within one strand, this is my strand 1 of your nucleotide, this is my strand 2, and between these strands that I'm showing these things, these are my rungs of my DNA or my ladder. And within one strand, you can see that phosphate group of one nucleotide is making bond with the carbon atom of my sugar of different nucleotide. So these red colored lines are showing you that bonding within a single strand of your DNA, in which one phosphate group of one nucleotide is making bond with one carbon atom of another nucleotide, carbon atom from sugar group. And if you look into the rungs of your DNA, here you can see that bases part are making bond between them, right? So this is your one base making bond with another base, and the kind of bonding we have between bases is hydrogen bonding. So the sugar and phosphate part of your DNA falls into these strands, and the base part of your DNA falls into these rungs of your ladder. If I show you one more diagram, here you can tell me that the yellow strands that you are seeing, which are two twisted yellow strand, it has phosphate as well as sugar groups. So they are all often called sugar plus phosphate backbone because they have the sugar part and the phosphate part of your nucleotide. And the rungs that you are seeing in this twisted ladder, they include my bases, which you already know: A, T, C, and G, right? One more interesting thing, uh, an adenine base always make hydrogen bond with thymine, and similarly, cytosine base always make hydrogen bond with guanine. You'll never find adenine making bond with cytosine. This will never be a possibility inside the structure of your DNA. So here, if adenine is present, then in the opposite strand you will find thymine here. And if cytosine is present there, then guanine will be there. And if T is there, then in opposite base you will have A, right? So similarly, all the ladders will follow, all the rungs of this ladder will follow this rule. If we talk about the structure of RNA, unlike DNA, RNA contains only single strand of nucleotides. And of course, for the bases, instead of thymine, we have uracil in all those nucleotides. And in the sugar, of course, we have ribose sugar instead of deoxyribose sugar. And it only has this single strand instead of having two strands of nucleotides.